When we look at our country, our world, today the polarization of our species is becoming more and more extreme. Each day, glaring headlines blast out opposing views to current events, and social media algorithms have exacerbated this by building smaller and smaller bubbles for users. Today's students will soon be tomorrow's adults, tasked with solving the wicked problems that past generations have created. If we hope for them to be successful with this burden, then we must help develop both their creative thinking skills and their ability to empathize with others. So, how might we help provide a space for our students to create while simultaneously developing their capacity for empathy? We need to provide them with opportunities to design for others. This year, I was given the opportunity to create a brand new creativity elective for all of the students at the Campbell School of Innovation. For my LE project, I chose to specifically focus on the curriculum I designed for my 6th and 7th grade students, an introduction to graphic design, hoping to help them develop their digital communication skills. And while we did learn about graphic design, I also made a point to ensure that for each project, they were designing for someone other than themselves. While I wanted my students to continue to grow creatively, I also wanted them to develop their capacity for empathy and understanding the perspectives of others. First, we went back to the basics and reviewed the basic design elements: line, shape, form, texture, and balance, and how they are used in graphic design. We read about the different types of graphic design and where we might encounter them in our world. And then students shared their noticings and wonderings on the topic so far. We then ventured into color theory. If I could choose one commonality between most of the bad, in a visual sense, presentations I've seen my students create, it's the fact that most slides look like a rainbow vomited on the screen. So I decided to nip that problem in the bud by having students learn about different color formulas. They then put their creative skills to work by using a template to create a pleasing color combination and a poor color combination. Or, as I told them, I want you to make my eyeballs bleed. Of course, they had the most fun with the non example. Next came our first project. I wanted to have a project that allowed them to express themselves, but also forced them to look past their own interests. After watching Roman Mars's TED Talk, Why City Flags May Be the Worst Designed Things You've Never Noticed, students then needed to design a flag that represented their family, taking into account the 5 rules that Roman shares in his TED Talk. And, as children often do, they amazed me with their designs.
Okay, this is my family flag. The 3 circles represent my 3 pets, and the 4 stripes represent me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. Okay, yeah.
Here are a couple more examples. Our next project not only required my students to tap into their empathy, but also hopefully showed them how these new skills can be used to help others. We partnered with local animal shelters to create trading cards for animals up for adoption. We launched the project by meeting virtually with the organizations to learn more about what they do and how graphic design and marketing helps the animals they save. Once students were done designing their cards, I shared them with the shelters, who then posted them on their social media sites and on the animals' pens at the shelter. Of course, with middle schoolers, it's always difficult to tell how they actually feel about the work they do in class, so I asked them to complete a survey for me to get a better understanding for how they felt about the course and its various assignments. I was pleasantly surprised to see that most students enjoyed it, and especially liked the animal trading card assignment. The one big piece of feedback I did notice was that many students were frustrated that we were not doing any hand-drawn artwork in class. So, for our final project, we focused on learning the basics of figure drawing. My students were then tasked with designing and drawing a superhero for a kindergartner. Each class was partnered with a kinder class on campus, and my students conducted interviews to learn more about what a kindergartner would want in a superhero. They then begin designing their superheroes, incorporating ideas from their interviews into the designs. Once they finish their drawing, we scan them so that they could be added to a digital cover created with Google Drawing. Finally, I had the superhero covers printed, and my students met with their kinder buddies to gift to them their own personalized superhero. After this assignment, our kinder teachers told me that when the upper grade students see their kinder buddies walking across campus, they say hi to them. One of the main reasons I tried this project was that I had heard from our primary teachers that their younger students are often ignored or treated like babies by our middle school students. So to hear that this assignment may have helped strengthen our community between grade levels warmed my heart. So, as we prepare our students for an unknown future, we must strive to not only help them grow academically, but to develop their ability to think creatively and empathetically. I apologize that I cannot be here in person to share about my project. If you are interested in learning more about the lessons in this unit, I have started to share them on my website, which you can find at bit.ly/Misty Klusner with a capital M and capital K. The website is case sensitive. From the homepage, click on Education, then TK8 Creativity and Design. Scroll to the bottom of the page, and then you'll find the unit lessons. Thank you.